Hello, this is your weekly space news roundup for the 13th of June 2021, read by me, Philip Day of giant-leap.space. In today's episode, the UK Space Agency Space Growth Partnership Survey closes in a few days' time on the 18th of June. I'll tell you how to take part. The Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy has announced a satellite design competition with funding to launch it to space. In international news, Relativity Space, an American firm famous for 3D printing their small launch rocket components, have joined the big leagues. The UK Space Agency continues to make the news by appointing a new CEO and announcing a strong involvement in the EnVision ESA mission to Venus. Seraphim Capital makes the news twice this week, once with Amazon Web Services and the other with an exciting IPO announcement. Be sure to stick around to the end to hear more about this exciting IPO. G7 news, I'll tell you about the huge Arqit news that nobody's talking about, but everybody should be. And the hashtag job of the week this week comes from Airbus Defence and Space. Find us on patreon.com/giantleap for other formats, our awesome new space store and unique membership perks such as access to our Discord server. If you'd like to advertise with us, head over to giant-leap.space to find out how. The UK Space Agency's survey Space Growth Partnership is due to close. It's a chance for individuals and businesses to share their priorities and concerns with the Space Agency in an effort to steer the organisation in the direction that will be most useful for our industry. This is all part of the hashtag Build Back Better campaign as government stands up to realise even more benefit from the £16.4 billion and growing jewel in Her Majesty's government's crown. It may not be the world's most professional URL, being a SurveyMonkey address, but this at least proves that the civil service isn't wasting taxpayer money on fancy URLs instead of delivering effect. I've put the link in the description for you. Not to be left out, the Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy has announced an awesome competition. Young people over 16, but under what age does not appear obviously defined, are invited to design a Nano-Satellite and have it flown to space from a UK spaceport, funded by £600,000 in prize money, which is expected to be used to further develop the satellite, build it, and have it launched to space. The competition will officially open this autumn and closes in February 2022, so get your designing hat on and register your interest in this competition at the government website, which is of course linked in the description. Relativity Space, an American launch company, have added boosters to their ambitions. The company, which is famous for a small launch vehicle under development which uses a 3D printed engine, have now announced over $500 million, $650 million, in their Series E investment round to deliver a 3D printed medium launch rocket, which looks quite a lot like SpaceX's Starship at first glance, save for the lack of canard-style forward flaps. The new vehicle is to be called the Terran R, and whilst it may look in passing like Starship, it's about the size of a Falcon 9. The idea is that both the first and second stages of the rocket will be entirely reusable, with a 20 tons to low Earth orbit capacity using this launch and recover profile. That's about a fifth more than Falcon 9, which famously recovers their first stage only. The Terran 1, the little brother of this new rocket, is yet to fly its first mission, which is due for late summer this year. Terran R won't be far behind, with an incredibly ambitious program delivering a flight as early as 2024. Quite a few details are already available on this vehicle, with an in-depth article over on arstechnia.com. Worth a read if you're keen. I'll put the link in the description. Giant Leap turns 1 year old this month, and in that time, your support has helped us to diversify from LinkedIn posts to YouTube, podcast, Discord, a live stream of the exciting Mars landing, and a series of mini-documentaries available on YouTube. If you'd like to see more on a topic or want to know why we sometimes say on orbit instead of in orbit, join the conversation in the comments, where I'll be sure to reply. You can also find me on patreon.com/giantleap to keep the discussion moving and support the channel. If your business wants to be featured or have your vacancy advertised as the hashtag job of the week, head over to giant-leap.space to find out how. The UK Space Agency announces a new CEO who will oversee the EnVision and all of the agency's work. Paul Bate, a physicist by training, has spent much of his career working in the healthcare sector with an NHS background through the Care Quality Commission and elsewhere in healthcare at Babylon Health. Neither organisation is famed for its efficiency or innovation, so it's hoped that Paul will find more like-minded innovators in the UK space industry to drive towards his mission, quote, to continue the success of a sector that will play an increasingly vital role in the UK economy, the government press release suggests. Paul's long history of promoting and delivering on innovation was a major factor in his selection, according to Science Minister Amanda Soloway. Paul has an impressive track record of working with private and public sector providers to deliver growth and value for money and to use new digital technology in new, accessible and cost-effective ways. These are exactly the skills we need as we seek not just to grow our space sector, but to ensure that the benefits of our drive to cement the UK as a world-leading space nation reach all our communities. Paul is said to be delighted to be joining the UKSA at this time, adding, "I look forward to working in partnership with civil and military space organisations to jointly deliver the UK space strategy and fulfil global ambitions with our international partners." EnVision will be trying to determine if the planet Venus was ever in a habitable condition in order to understand whether the runaway greenhouse effect on the planet may have lessons for us back here on Earth in managing the long-term environmental conditions of our planet. The UK Space Agency has said that British scientists will play a leading role in the mission, hoping to study both the geology and atmosphere of Venus. Researchers from Royal Holloway, the University of Oxford and Imperial College are to have a substantial role in the mission, which will wield a budget of €610 million. Colin Wilson of University of Oxford's Physics Department is one of the two deputy lead scientists on the mission. "It's great news that we'll be getting back to Venus. The selection of this mission, along with the 2 Venus missions selected by NASA last week, shows the widespread recognition of how important Venus is in understanding how Earth-like planets evolve to be the way they are," he said. Science Minister Amanda Soloway added, "I'm proud that once again British scientists have been chosen to play a leading role in a mission that will expand humankind's understanding of the universe, as well as what makes our planet so special to be able to sustain life." The AWS Seraphim Accelerator announces its first cohort of 10. As you will remember from reporting earlier this year, Amazon Web Services have teamed up with Seraphim Capital to deliver their Startup Accelerator program, which will provide access to the AWS suite, a huge $100,000 in AWS credit, and mentoring across a 4-week program to 10 happy companies. Although the press release claims a focus on the US and Europe, most of the companies are based in the States, whilst European D-Orbit has a strong presence here in the UK, and Satellite View is a London-based company in its own right. Satellite View were jubilant in celebrating their selection. Exciting times here at Satellite View. Being part of the AWS Space Accelerator is so useful at this stage of our business, validating our tech and being connected with all the partners, customers and cohort the business has posted. After week 1 of 4 was completed, Tobias Reinick of Satellite View added, "With opportunities to talk to AWS giants like Ton Sonderstrom and bespoke one-on-one sessions with solution architects, this accelerator will validate our approach to help us refine our underlying platform to perform even better and meet the highest level of security." Your newsfeed is already full of G7 related content, and space has been a big feature. Not only has the Prime Minister visited Virgin Orbit at Spaceport Cornwall and Goon Hilliard Station, but top global business voices have also entered the fray, with Richard Branson, the latest in the group, releasing a video message describing small satellites as having a, quote, pivotal role in supplementing our ability to be good stewards of the environment. But potentially by far the most impactful and least reported space news to come out of the G7 so far has been the startling announcement that the UK will lead the US and the 5 other G7 members to form a satellite-based quantum technology encryption network. Ostensibly, this is the long-winded way of saying we're buying heavily into the Arqit technology. We reported on Arqit a few weeks ago as they came out of stealth mode with a collection of some astonishing talent from across industry, government and defence. Arqit chairman and CEO David Williams spoke to Giant Leap. "I think Arqit has within it the potential to be the most important cybersecurity company of its era," he said. And his claim appears to be supportable. The company has developed a tiny client-end software tool, hundreds rather than thousands of lines of code we're told, which can provide mathematically provable unbreakable encryption for any number of devices in a closed system. This overcomes the challenge of public-private key encryption, which cybersecurity experts have known to be vulnerable for a long time, but not had the perfect solution to. Indeed, a number of business flights each year today are due to security-conscious organisations physically carrying the encryption keys around the globe to their hubs to avoid having to transmit them at all across an open network. Arqit isn't just to be enabled by space though. The company expects to return the favour. When I asked if Arqit is actively considering edge compute cases beyond low Earth orbit, in deep space or networks around other celestial bodies, he told me, "We most certainly are thinking about this." But he reminds me that there is a huge value to be added here on Earth with connected cars and other safety-critical IoT devices that we need to be sure we trust before we place our families inside them. As promised, here's a look at the Seraphim Capital IPO announcement. Seraphim Capital, founded in 2006 as the brainchild of the man we've just heard from, David Williams, is the world's first VC fund with a focus entirely on the new space market and has backing from huge industry partners which include Airbus, Inmarsat, SES and SSTL. Seraphim has raised over £1 billion in funding, and you've been hearing just this year and how they're investing that money in UK businesses such as Satellite View, Arqit of course, and more. Seraphim have announced that they will perform an initial public offering later this year, and they're accepting expressions of interest on their website for release of their investor pack as that becomes available. One detail they have already released though is that they target an incredible 20% return on investment and are currently operating at 35%. As Carwile would say, should you consider it, shortlist it, or just go right ahead and buy it? Well, until that investor pack comes through, we all need some more information, but the global space industry is one of the fastest growing sectors in the world, with new space at the heart of that growth spurt, and experts believe that it will continue to accelerate over the coming years. Match that against Seraphim's strong performance to date, and it probably wouldn't hurt to shortlist it for review when that pack becomes available. Seraphim is a British business with global reach, and its float on the London Stock Exchange is a further signal of the UK roots and heart of this company. I've put the link to their website in the description, but this time it's quite an easy one to remember: seraphim.vc. The hashtag Job of the Week this week comes from Airbus Defence and Space. They're looking for a senior project manager at either their MOD Corsham site in Wiltshire or Newport in South Wales. You'll need to be able to pass a security vetting process to SC level because you'll be working to plan and deliver projects for the UK defence industry. If that sounds like you, head over to the link in the description. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify or anywhere else there's a like button, please smash it. It's a great way to ensure Giant Leap gets the support we need to continue bringing you the news. On social media, we're using the hashtag Giant Leap, where we usually post several times a day. If you'd like to be a part of it there, come and join us there. Thanks for checking in, and until next time, remember that every giant leap is set up by thousands of small steps. You've been watching a Giant-Leap.Space News Roundup.